Sunny lay on the ground, gulping air like a dying fish. It felt as though he was drowning. His body was a map of pain. He couldn't even remember how many injuries he had received. There was the gash at his side left by Castor's Gian, the gruesome wound that almost severed his clavicle, the long cut across his ribs, and many smaller ones. But he was still alive. He was still able to fight. He was still not willing to give up. All around him, the Crimson Spire was trembling and groaning, slowly starting to collapse. Gritting his teeth, Sunny tiredly pushed himself off the ground. His body protested, but he forced it into silence and slowly rose to his feet. The blade of the Midnight Shard scraped against the stones as he pulled it up. Nephis was doing the same. The young woman stood up and staggered, then regained her balance and grew still. Her posture was slumped, with one hand pressed tightly against the deep wound on her abdomen. Changing Star looked weak and beaten. Her fearsome presence diminished. Her face was pale, bloodied, and grim, contorted by a grimace of suffering. Only her eyes, which burned with dimming white flames, were still the same, striking, cold, and full of unshakable resolve. Both of them were washed in the ethereal light of the gateway. Looking at Neph through that light, Sunny slowly inhaled and said in a hoarse voice,
"Let's finish this."
She stared at him for a few moments, then grinned. Her teeth were painted red by blood. In the next moment, Nephis raised her sword and dashed forward, sending a cloud of dust into the air with her feet. They clashed beneath the dais of the gateway, their swords whistling through the air like hungry fiends. The clangor of steel drowned the sound of breaking stone, resounding in the darkness of the Crimson Spire once again. Both Sunny and Nephis were gruesomely wounded, but neither allowed their agony and pain to make them weaker. Instead, they fought with ruthless ferociousness, throwing everything they had left at the enemy, not holding anything back. Now that Changing Star was bleeding heavily, the blood blossom hanging on Sunny's neck entered a state of frenzy. At times, it felt as though his sword moved on its own, helping him strike faster, harder, with deadlier precision. He had never been as powerful as he was now. And yet, it was not enough. Nephis was still too much for him to handle. She was still too strong, too fast, too overwhelming. She was more like a monster than a human. A demon of silver steel wreathed in pale white flames. Sunny managed to add several deep cuts to her harrowing collection of injuries, but the damage he received in return was twice as terrible. His left arm was slowly growing numb, weakening his grip on the hilt of the Midnight Shard.